Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much, Orna, our session chair. It's a pleasure to be here with you. So today I want to reflect on what we at Lockheed Martin are doing to safeguard our future and take us beyond the internet, and I will allude to many of the trends and issues that Orna teed up for this panel. The internet has been a great catalyst for change, and look at how things have changed in the last 15 years. And does anyone in this audience actually recall life before the internet? I know we have some hands go up, thank you. But the internet's takeover of global communications, as an example, was almost instant in historical terms. It only communicated 1% of information flow through the two-way telecommunications networks in the year 1993, and then 51% by 2000, and more than 97% of telecommunicated information by 2007. So today, the internet continues to grow. It's driven by ever greater amounts of online information, commerce, entertainment, and social networking, as we all know. And paired with the rise of the internet are the political, economic, technological, social, and cultural changes that we've experienced. What is clearer today is that the landscape is being reshaped, and this includes the rise of digital technology, as Orna alluded to, and the risks associated with the increasingly connected world, which I will talk about later. So this afternoon I'd like to talk about the risks posed by the challenges and how they might threaten our security and what we should be looking at. So here's what we are doing in Israel, Lockheed Martin, with our partners to develop processes to help take us beyond the internet. So we've been partnering, as Orna indicated, with the defense establishment for many years, but we're a relative newcomer to the IT and cyber areas here in Israel. So last year we set up an operation in Beersheba, as Orna again alluded, and the location was specifically chosen in appreciation of the innovative Israeli technology ecosystem in that area. So our business in Beersheba allows us to focus on enabling a combination of academic engagement with Ben-Gurion University, actively participating and leading the efforts to build an internationally renowned cybersecurity hub in the form of the CyberSpark initiative with the Negev, and to build support for small and medium enterprises located at the campus that are building many of the world's foremost emerging cybersecurity technologies. There's also a great amount of joint academia industry research studies that we are proud to be part of at supporting the development of plans to recruit and develop the talents of local cyber specialists, attracting further local and national investment in the region, particularly, but not only, in the context of Israeli Defense Forces' Move to the South initiative. So I'm pleased to say that our work in the Negev not only stimulates growth for the Israeli workforce and further develops and trains in-country talent to become cyber industry leaders, but our presence also supports Israel and their aspirations to be a highly advanced information technology hub. We want to continue to play a key role in establishing Israel as a globally respected cyber venture via a significant contribution of skills, experience, and inward investment in jobs. And we're looking forward to some exciting times ahead. So cybersecurity is not new to us. We've been delivering security services and solutions across the world for almost 30 years. And in everything we do, every program, every product we develop, cybersecurity is at the core. But with that comes the increased risk of cyber attacks. And it's important to invest in people, technology, facilities, and best practices to ensure networks remain secure. So as we all know, the volume of sophisticated cyber attacks continues to increase, and we are, as a company, seeing growing demand for cyber services and solutions in both the public and private sectors. To answer that demand, we are using the capabilities that we have developed in protecting our own networks and to help secure our customers' assets. But we've learned that ongoing vigilance is required to safeguard sensitive business and personal information. We are determined to continue to deliver our capabilities to our customers so that they can benefit from the same level of protection that we've used for the past several decades. We live in a world where developing nations, rogue nations, non-state actors, and even individuals are more and more able to influence global events. The internet means that vast sums of money can cross the world in a keystroke, A drought in Australia can lead to food crises in Haiti, and the virus in Africa can unleash panic in North America. And in such a world, strength, flexibility, and adaptability are at a premium. So we must be innovative and agile to keep up with these ever-evolving challenges and emerging threats. So the rise of digital technology has created huge opportunities as well, but it also brings with it unprecedented risk. In this era of big data, we can build tools that look beyond the world we see, using data to anticipate more accurately than ever what's over the horizon. So sophisticated analytics are helping us to predict everything from stock market trends to the next disease outbreak. Worldwide demand for smartphones is estimated to increase by 6 times over the next 6 years. Mobile data traffic will grow by more than 11 times in 5 years. And much of that demand is coming from developing nations, which are simply going to skip a generation of technology and fuel their economies with smartphones and digital solutions. The exponential rise in digital demand has created extraordinary demand for capacity and the satellite systems that enable it. All of these advancements come with new challenges and threats. Society's increasing dependence on digital networks has made us more vulnerable to digital disruption. It seems that every week we hear of a new data breach or a new cyber threat. Hackers have struck organizations as varied as large retail stores, film studios, and health insurance companies. In the words of a recent U.S. Pentagon report, and I quote, "Cyber adversaries have become as serious a threat to U.S. military forces in the air, land, sea, and undersea threats represented in operational testing for decades." So Lockheed Martin actually started the cyber business before anyone called it cyber business, because we had to. Given our line of work, we're often to target ourselves on advanced persistent threats. We faced 50 such coordinated, sophisticated campaigns in 2014 alone, and that number is sure to keep growing. So we've made significant investments to protect ourselves, our information, our forces, and our shareholders. And we've used what we've learned about thwarting, anticipating, and averting these intrusions to help our customers secure sensitive information, protect business interests, and stay ahead of the threats that technological advances bring with them. We are the cybersecurity provider for more than 200 customers around the world, supporting critical infrastructure for the energy, oil and gas, chemical, financial services, and pharmaceutical industries. One of the greatest strengths we can bring to our cyber customers is our multi-layered, intelligence-driven approach to defend against these threats. We have more than 12 years of intelligence about these advanced persistent threats, where they may be based, how they operate, and what tools and techniques they use. This deep pool of intelligence allows us to predict, identify, and respond to threats for our customers. Today, you've heard from experts and leaders from across the industry who have given you further insight into the work being done today and the techniques we're developing for tomorrow to take us securely beyond the internet. And as we look ahead, we are focusing on how we can help shape the future and continue to grow our business and that of our customers for the long term. We now live in a world where both man and machine can access data on almost any topic at any moment. Documentation of our world happens in real time through a constant autonomous torrent of ones and zeros, and research and recall of that information have been reduced to mere mouse clicks. Who hasn't gone to dinner, had a question, and immediately pulled your iPhone out and gotten the answer to that question like that? So with all the data available at all times, opportunities and adversaries can also move in real time. So we should ask ourselves, how do we move faster? This is the domain of predictive analytics, a concept that isn't new, but the potential of which in a new world, not limited by data and power processing, is expanding rapidly. Our investments in predictive analytics primarily serve the goal of anticipating threats emerging from dynamic environments and being able to do so faster than others. What is new, however, is that these are no longer limited by data and processing power. Data is enormous and available in real time. And we are now, as many have observed, firmly in the era of big data. Processing power, meanwhile, is now so immense that we can capitalize on this abundance. It might seem that more data would increase the unlikelihood of finding the proverbial needle in the haystack, but this challenge is largely overcome by the sheer processing power available in modern computing platforms. The true value of expansive data is in the enablement of analytic prospecting, quickly identifying and recognizing patterns and connections within the data. We can look beyond finding the needle to finding the patterns that might indicate the presence of a needle. We can truly start going faster than real time. The same multidisciplinary approach and computational ideas used to simulate airflows of fighter jets or predict missile trajectories can now be applied to harness data and unearth actionable intelligence in previously intractable areas. For example, data analytics has been employed to assist in the discovery and identification of criminal networks responsible for producing and distributing counterfeit drugs. Using essentially the same tools we use to make sense of political and military turmoil, we are able to discover the true identities and aliases of key players, as well as the flow of money through the illicit network. The power and applications will only continue to grow and spread. Big data will only get bigger. The more computing devices we connect to what is now the Internet of Everything, and the more areas to which we apply complex algorithms to, will only expand the information we have prior to making decisions. As data and processing power cease to be a limiting factor, such analysis will revolutionize the way we interact with the world and measure the risks of our decisions. Meeting the challenges that they will present will always be a matter of staying ahead. In a world not limited by data or processing power, real-time awareness will not be sufficient. We will need to be faster. Indeed, it has been estimated that the world's data store will grow 40 to 50 times by the year 2020. I believe Orna had the actual data projection. This exponential growth sounds frightening and intimidating. How do we ensure we harness this data and not drown in the deluge? For organizations large and small, however, not tapping into the big data trend can easily translate into missed opportunity. But that in safety, security, intelligence, or business change, that is our challenge. So thank you very much for your attention.